Good day, my name is Nicholas Vlahopoulos and I'm a professor from the Royal Military College of Canada. I'd like to wish everyone in the tunneling and underground space industry, as well as the military engineers, a happy National Tunneling Day, as well as a happy St. Barbara's Day. Keep safe and may our explosives never fail.
I'd like to wish everybody a happy World Tunnel Day from Kevin Hauser at GHD Canada.
Hi, this is Dan. I'm sending my Santa Barbara salute to the tunnelers of the world from 85 meters beneath Lake Ontario in Toronto, Ontario.
Happy World Tunnel Day to everyone from Rock Engineering.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Have a great World Tunneling Day from Loafers Lake, Canada.
Hello! Wishing everyone a happy World Tunnel Day! Bye!
Hello everyone, my name is Tim Pakiak and I am the Canadian representative to the ITA Young Members. We hope you've been enjoying the 24-hour celebration of World Tunneling Day, and where better to kick off Canada's time but in front of Canada's first tunnel, the Brockville Rail Tunnel in Brockville, Ontario. In future clips, I'll be recording from the beautiful city of Kingston, Ontario on the shores of Lake Ontario. So to begin, I'd like to acknowledge that the cities of Kingston and Brockville are situated on traditional Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee territory, and we are grateful to be able to live, learn, and play on these lands.
Hi there, it's Mark Diedericks here from Queen's University on behalf of the Queen's Geomechanics Group, sitting here in the Brockville Tunnel, Canada's oldest railway tunnel in Brockville, Ontario, wishing you a happy tunneling day, happy Santa Barbara Day.
So the Tunneling Association of Canada's Young Members would like to welcome you to join us while we look back at the 2020 year of tunneling. This year has had its challenges, and while we didn't have much time to go on tunnel tours or meet up to watch presentations and share a pint in our local establishments, we still managed to come together as a tunneling community. Today, in celebration of St. Barbara's Day, we are joining you all in a bit differently than we usually do. Generally, at this time of the year, Canadian tunnelers would be getting together for annual dinners in the chapters across the country and trading your safety vests and hard hats for some fancy attire, smooth jazz, and a wonderful meal with colleagues. So for today's 24 hours of celebrations of tunneling, I'd like to give a big thanks to all of the amazing international tunnelers who have been working on this project, including the ITA Young Members Steering Board and working group members Divik, George, and Diego. And I would also like to give a big thanks for all of the Canadian young members who have been part of today's planning for these Canadian celebrations, including Evan, Caitlin, Madison, Simone, and Michael from Ontario, and Nicholas, Jacob, Nicole, and Graham from out in British Columbia. So, for today's hour-long Canadian celebrations of World Tunnel Day, we would like to invite you to share some of our tunneling updates and highlights, as well as stick around for Canadian tunneling trivia.
Hi, this is Michael Dutton from Arup, wishing everyone a happy World Tunnel Day from Toronto, Canada.
Happy World Tunnel Day from Ontario, Canada.
Hello everyone. I would like to wish everyone in the tunneling industry and the underground work industry a happy tunneling day from Kingston, Ontario.
Hello everybody, my name is Nicolas Pobes. I'm a tunneling engineer with Mod McDonald. I'm here in the Vancouver office and I want to wish everybody around the world a very happy tunnel day. Hola amigos, os quiero desear a todos un feliz día de Santa Bárbara desde Canadá.
Hi, I'm Madison Kennedy from Golder, wishing everyone a happy World Tunneling Day from Kitchener, Ontario.
Hi everyone, this is Graham Swarbrick with Hatch, wishing you a happy tunneling day from my site office here in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Happy Tunnel Day everyone. In this very day, I want you all to travel with me in time and space back to the origin of our celebrations. It all starts in 267 Anno Domini. We are in Heliopolis, the capital of Bithynia, and the major city of Syrian territories of the Roman Empire. It is a cold, windy evening on the 4th of December in the capital of the richest province of the Roman Empire. A procession is taking place along the main road of the city, the Decumanus Maximus. It is headed by one of the region's wealthiest and most influencing man, the pagan named Dioscorus. He's wearing the most elegant burial dress ever seen in town. Rumors of the villagers refer that he is going to bury alive his daughter Barbara, a woman of extraordinary beauty, and he will bury her in the cave where she had found cover after escaping from the high tower she was imprisoned in. Now, voices from the younger crowd argue instead that the man decapitated a girl in the morning to punish her from disobeying to his rule not to see any boy without his permission. Old ladies following the weeping convoy can be heard chit-chatting on all the terrible, frightful torments that Barbara suffered to expiate the crime of joining the new Christian religion of her friend Juliana. Suddenly, the wind strengthens, hats and flowers are thrown away, and kids start screaming desperately. A thunder starts rumbling from far away, coming closer and closer as it intensifies. Panic spreads out quickly as senators and authorities suddenly break the line and look for the guards to rush back to the safety of their palaces. Few people are still standing in the middle of the road once a light from the sky brightened the dead body of Barbara, and lightning strikes down the head of Dioscorus, instantly carbonizing his flesh. Now, this is the legend of Barbara that has been one of the most popular in the Middle Ages, all over Europe and the Middle East. Different versions circulated in the centuries, and when Christianity firmly established in Europe, Saint Barbara was invoked as a protectress against the perils of lightning. The belief came widespread that Barbara could control lightning and other manifestations of flame and fire, to the point that she was adopted as the patron saint of firemen and miners, most probably because of the large amount of explosives adopted for disintegrating rock, involving manifestation and lightning flashes. Nowadays, not only there are many churches, caves, and work of art named after Saint Barbara, but also tunneling and mining contractors or consultants are named after her all over the world. Several traditions take place in different countries, involving a day off for certain mines in Germany and France, a celebration of the Mass in all tunneling job sites in Italy, Switzerland, Spain, and Austria, and social events from Australia to United Kingdom to Canada. In the Ontario area, we have always been having for several years a celebration for this very day of the year. The International Tunneling Association young members announced the world's first World Tunneling Day to take place on December 2017. Ever since, the aim of the day has been every year to generate interest in the great number of world-class tunneling projects currently being undertaken across the globe and to promote our industry. The day finally became a global annual event for every tunnel association worldwide on the first Thursday of December, chosen due to its proximity to the feast day of St. Barbara. And St. Barbara is currently traditionally seen as the patron saint of tunnelers. We're happy to celebrate today with our global family of tunnel professionals. And even if we have been taken far apart for almost a year, we know we are as close as ever, united by our passion for the daily work we are proud to deliver to our communities and to the future generations. Thanks to everyone for participating in the celebrations, and thanks to Tunneling Association of Canada for hosting this event. Have a happy Tunnel Day.
Canadians, while being a very quiet people, have a lot to celebrate for both their Canadian tunneling accomplishments as well as the accomplishments that we have across the world. And so today, we'll start out with congratulating the 2020 Canadian Young Tunneler of the Year winners, Connor Langford and Andre Selecki.
Those rare professionals that quickly transition from newcomer to reliable leader stand out in any industry. Geological engineer Connor Langford and civil engineer Andre Selecki were quickly recognized as standouts on tunneling projects across the country and in their communities. Connor Langford joined the extended Mott MacDonald family in 2009 as part of Hatch Mott MacDonald, and quickly earned the reputation as a highly trained, results-driven geotechnical engineer and project manager. His technical abilities and collaborative approach have been valuable assets on major projects, including design coordinator and deputy project manager on Metro Vancouver's Capilano Main No. 5 Stanley Park Water Supply Tunnel, and project engineer for the detailed design of the seismic upgrade for the Coquitlam Intake Tower. Andre Selecki joined Hatch in 2004, also when it was Hatchmont McDonald. His technical innovations, team leadership, and client-focused commitment quickly led to his current position as Senior Project Engineer. His expertise has been prized on major projects including Lead Tunnel Construction Engineer and Tunnel Design Engineer on the Eglinton Crosstown Light Rail Transit Project. Responsible for the design, construction management, and administration of the Ashbridges Bay Treatment Plant Outfall Tunnel. Both Selecki and Langford are active in professional associations, including the Tunneling Association of Canada. Langford guest lectures on mining and geological engineering at the University of British Columbia. Among his many and varied volunteer activities are commitments to the environment and exposing science to elementary school students. Andre Selecki also guest lectures at universities and professional associations and partakes in charity organizations such as the annual Ride to Conquer Cancer and the Hockey Helps the Homeless tournaments. So it is with great pleasure that the Tunneling Association of Canada bestows its 2020 Young Tunneler of the Year Award to both Andre Selecki and Connor Langford for their commitment and contribution to the Canadian tunneling and underground industry.
Hello, my name is Andre Selecki from Hatch, and I'd like to give a shout out to the entire World Tunneling community on this Santa Barbara World Tunneling Day from my home snowy office located in Toronto, Canada.
World Tunneling Day from Ajax, Canada, wishing everyone another safe year in tunneling.
We are lucky to have many talented tunnelers in both industry and academia. In the wake of the pandemic, we were able to showcase some of the exciting research, undergraduate design projects, and technical talent through our Young Member webinar series. This series included topics ranging from damage due to blasting and excavation to common problems and cost analysis of tunneling projects in Canada. We were also able to collaborate with the British Tunneling Society, the Greek Tunneling Society, and the Institute of Civil Engineers in London. Through our outreach on social media, we were able to touch a broader audience with one of our videos almost going viral in Asia. We would like to thank all of our presenters for sharing their knowledge with us. So young members are not the only ones who made the best of an interesting year. We like to celebrate the 2020 winners for the Innovative Achievement Award, Canadian Projects of the Year, and the 2020 Lifetime Achievement winner.
A mandate to protect ocean waters pushed engineering innovations on the tunneling elements of a new wastewater treatment plant to service British Columbia's capital city and surrounding communities. An ocean outfall and a cross-harbor force main are components of the new $765 million McLaughlin Point wastewater treatment plant that will provide tertiary treatment of wastewater before being discharged into the body of water between British Columbia and the state of Washington. Tendered as a design-build project, construction of the treatment plant and the associated pipeline network was awarded to Harbor Resource Partners, a joint venture of AECOM Canada and Graham Infrastructure, with subcontractors Michaels Canada responsible for the outfall and the harbor crossing force main tunneling works. The force main will bring wastewater from the Clover Point pump station to the treatment plant. Construction under the busy Victoria Harbor using horizontal directional drilling posed several challenges, including the existence of shallow granitic bedrock along the length of the crossing with high strengths and abrasiveness, a tunnel alignment up to 68 meters below the harbor mudline with a compound horizontal and vertical curve, and a narrow road through a residential neighborhood as the only feasible 1-kilometer pipe laydown location. Despite the challenges, the pilot bore and reaming were completed in 9 months, well ahead of schedule. The 78 sections of the polyurethane lined steel pipe were welded into 4 sections, strategically spaced to allow traffic flow at intersections during the pipe makeup, before connecting them to the successful pullback and completion. The separate outfall tunnel from the treatment plant to the ocean provided additional challenges, including 120 meters of microtunneling in highly abrasive bedrock without tool changes. Launch of the microtunnel boring machine from within the under-construction wastewater treatment plant. A specially designed bulkhead door in the first pipe to stop water flow into the treatment plant. Underwater wet recovery of the TBM by divers. An installation of the largest solid-wall high-density polyethylene outfall in North America to date. Stakeholders attribute the successful completion of the outfall and cross-harbor main to good design, extensive geotechnical investigation, specialty contractors that were an integral part of the one-team approach, and extensive community outreach. Congratulations to the owner, Capital Regional District, Arbor Resource Partners, an AECOM Graham Construction joint venture, and Michaels Canada for the successful completion of the McLaughlin Point Wastewater Treatment Plant Cross-Harbor Force Main and Outfall. Winner of the TAC 2020 Canadian Innovation Initiative of the Year. Owners of major infrastructure become understandably nervous when engineers suggest tunneling near valuable assets. In this case, a 266-meter microtunneling drive for the Riverside Stormwater Interceptor in the city of St. Lambert, Quebec, passed very close to the foundations of an active rail bridge and a major highway bridge. A detailed monitoring program coordinated with the bridge owners and subsurface settlement gauges between the sensitive structures and the tunnel trajectory proved vital to the project. Contractor Ward & Burke Microtunneling Limited successfully installed the reinforced concrete storm sewer pipe in a single drive using a Herring Connect closed-face slurry microtunnel boring machine through mixed ground. The drive included a transition at 55 meters from the launch pit into a 1,500-meter radius horizontal curve. The City of St. Lambert, as owner, and its microtunneling experts, CIMA, drew from previous experience to partner with qualified firms and used a collaborative approach with its contractor and the construction management team of Les Entreprises Michauville. Contributors to the success of the project included careful planning, a comprehensive geotechnical investigation, detailed microtunnel machine specifications, clear monitoring requirements, and close coordination of the parties involved. The drive was completed in 19 days. The project came in within budget, ahead of schedule, and with no impact to the surrounding bridge piers. Congratulations to Ward & Burke Microtunneling, Les Entreprises Michauville, CIMA, the City of St. Lambert, and others for the successful installation of the Riverside Stormwater Interceptor. Winner of the TAC 2020 Canadian Project of the Year, up to $100 million. 14 of the 25 stations and stops on the Eglinton Crosstown Light Rail Transit are underground, and for 3 of them, the sequential excavation method, or SEM, proved the most cost-effective, time-efficient construction method. Crosslinks Transit Solutions, a joint venture of Dragados, Aecon, Alice Dawn, and SNC Lavalin, engaged SEM experts Dr. Sauer and partners. Having worked together on other SEM projects in Canada and overseas, the teams provided highly competitive design solutions for the owner, Metrolinx. Dr. Sauer and partners provided design services from tender support to detailed design, with tailor-made solutions and issued for construction drawings for the 3 stations to overcome their separate challenges. For Laird Station, its sheer size of a 19-meter span by 15-meter height and 490 meters length, housing a full station platform and a double-track crossover, demanded careful attention. At Oakwood Station, 10 meters of overburden above the tunnel crown and single construction access posed unique demands for the designers and builders, whereas Avenue Station offered up some of the most challenging ground conditions in sandy deposits well below the water table, which many deemed impossible for large open-face excavation. From cut-and-cover boxes to the ovoid-shaped caverns and the much smaller headhouse boxes off-street for an SEM solution. Architects, systems, fire life safety, and operations work closely with the SEM designers to provide new and unique solutions never before applied in Canada. Elements of the SEM ground support included the wide use of 140mm diameter pipe arch arrays, localized 35mm rebar spiling, a well-designed and executed dewatering system by dewatering specialist WJ Groundwater, and face subdivision of multiple drifts and up to 6 in the double sidewall option of the station caverns. These enabled the team to meet the strict settlement criteria at the surface for road, building, and utilities, and guaranteed the necessary stand-up time for safe, efficient SEM excavation. Excavation of all 3 stations is complete, making them the largest soft-ground caverns to date in North America, all on the same project. Congratulations to Crosslinks Transit Solutions of Dragados, Aecon, Elliston, and SNC-Lavalin, Dr. Sauer and Partners, G-Gravity, and Metrolinx for the successful completion of the Eglinton Crosstown Light Rail Transit Mined Stations, winner of the TAC 2020 Canadian Project of the Year, over $100 million.
The tunnel is guided by a laser guidance system to make sure we're always in the right place.
Whether it's being interviewed on the nightly news to help the public understand what's going on under their streets, managing multi-million-dollar underground construction projects, or presiding over international tunneling conferences, Richard Staples, or Rick as he's known in the industry, has been a committed champion of the underground and its benefits to society. Rick discovered his passion for the underground shortly after graduating from the University of Toronto with a degree in civil engineering. His involvement with numerous great works over the course of 4 decades in the industry supplied him with ever-challenging projects, from hand mining in compressed air through soft ground and hard ground TBM excavations of various sizes, including several large interceptor sewer system contracts in Ottawa, the cooling water intake tunnel and intake shaft for the Bruce Nuclear Power Plant under Lake Huron in Ontario. More recently, Rick served as Facilities Construction Manager for the Shepherd Subway, a 6-kilometer twin-tube extension with 5 below-grade stations for the Toronto Transit Commission, and the Southern Tunnels contract for the 8-kilometer York-Spadina subway extension with 6 new stations, also for the Toronto Transit Commission. Rick remained active in several industry associations throughout his career, especially the Tunneling Association of Canada. During his time as TAC president, he presided over the International World Tunnel Conference in Vancouver in 2010, one of the most successful ever held. Established a sound organization and financial basis to ensure a strong future for TAC. and initiated the Eisenstein Memorial Scholarship, awarded annually by TAC to students engaged in the tunneling industry. In retirement, Rick now has more time for other passions, including ocean cruising and traveling the world with his wife Colleen, from the polar ice caps to the tropics. So it is with great honor that the Tunneling Association of Canada recognizes Rick Staples, winner of the TAC 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award, for his outstanding contribution to the Canadian and international tunneling industries.
So we have chapters across all of Canada doing exciting things. Part of our annual celebration includes highlighting major completed, existing, or proposed tunneling projects in the regions. We have the directors for Ontario and British Columbia with us to discuss some of the updates from their regions and the rest of Canada.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Stephanie Robillard, and on behalf of the Tunnel Association of Canada, Regional Director, I am pleased to wish you a happy St. Barbara's Day. I'd love to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the tunneling scene in British Columbia here. It's very active with many projects in design, procurement, and under construction. On the construction side, we have the Second Narrows water supply tunnel, which is now being built. We have 2 deep shafts and a 1 kilometer tunnel connecting them underneath the Burrard Inlet being constructed by a mixed shield TBM. Moving into construction late this year and a lot of the work happening in the next few years will be the Broadway Subway Project, which is an extension on the existing LRT system. This work will include 6 kilometers of twin bore TBM tunneling, as well as 6 large underground stations. On the procurement side, the Eagle Mountain Gas Pipeline Project recently went to RFP. This will include 9 kilometers of tunnels to enclose a gas pipeline from Squamish to Woodfibre. This will include 6 kilometers of hard rock tunneling and 3 kilometers of soft ground tunneling. On the design side, with some projects a little bit further out, we have a number of large projects for local owner Metro Vancouver to improve their water supply and wastewater networks. This includes projects such as the Stanley Park Water Supply Tunnel, which will replace an existing main through our treasured Stanley Park, as well as the Enesis Water Supply Tunnel, which is another crossing of the Fraser River similar to the Port Mann Tunnel that was completed a few years back. As you see, there's lots of work going on with many more projects down the pipeline, so we're always encouraging new contractors and engineers to come join our ranks here in BC. Have a great day, everyone.
Hi, this is Danny Frim. I'm a tunnel director at Hatch, and at the same time, I am the chapter director for Tunneling Association of Canada, Ontario chapter. This presentation is meant to discuss some major upcoming projects in the Eastern Canada, Ontario, and Quebec. And these projects are, the major projects are all related to, or most of them related to transit, with one exception in Ontario, which is the Inner Harbor. But to list them from the beginning, these are Ontario Line, Young Subway Extension, Scarborough Subway Extension, Eglinton Crosstown West, and Eglinton Crosstown Extension to the airport. While in Quebec, we have Blue Line Extension and Tramway de Quebec. For those of you that do not know where Ontario is the largest province in Canada, population-wise and economical-wise. It's placed to the east of the Canadian map, as you can see it. The most important projects and major ones are happening in the general area of Toronto, and these are related to transit, either subways, light rail or surface or GO Transit on heavy rail. The current plans that Toronto have includes the extension of the existing lines. As you can see on this map, Ontario Place to Ontario Science. It's an extension all dotted in black, as well as Young extension dotted in yellow and Eglinton extension dotted in orange, or the purple dotted line, which is the Scarborough extension. The operator and constructor in general in the GTA are TTC and Metrolinx, overseen or watched by Ontario Infrastructure, which is the provincial government authority. They started to take over from the construction of the subways and LRT lines with the Eglinton Crosstown extension. So TTC is only seen as an operator, while the other two are switching roles and sometimes are not defined until the last moment. These current expansion projects are all tended to be design, build, finance and P3 approach. Being said, we can start talking about the Ontario line. Is the longest of the new expansions in terms of transit in the GTA. Totals 15.5 kilometers in length, and sections in tunnel, elevated guideways or at grade. Totals 15 stations and 6 interchanges with the current subway system in Toronto. Out of the 15.5 kilometers, 9 kilometers are inside tunnels and includes 3 segments for contracting purposes. System and vehicles is one. Southern part of the tunnels and civil and stations is the second one, and the northern part of stations, tunnels and civil is the third one. Young subway extension, it's another major project. It's meant to expand the first subway line in Toronto, the Young subway, north to York region. Includes an additional 7.4 kilometers and 6 underground stations. At this stage, the design was completed for design build construction approach, and includes a tunnel from the existing terminus station at Finch all the way to Richmond Hill. That is yet to be defined. Could be a twin bore of 6.1 meter diameter or a single bore of a 17.3 meter. The owner has not imposed an approach yet, and could be contractor choice. The Scarborough subway extension is another major subway extension in Greater Toronto area, that extends the Bloor-Danforth line all the way to Scarborough. Has a total length of 8 kilometers, of which 7 are in the tunnel, and includes 3 underground stations. That was designed already as for the approach of design build. The RFQ is out now, and the design diameter is 11.9 single bore. Eglinton Crosstown, initial 10 kilometers were constructed already. Now there is a west extension that is meant to reach all the way to the airport. This is the first phase, the advanced tunnel of 10 kilometer, which is combined of 7 kilometers in a tunnel and 3 kilometers of elevated guideways, includes 7 stations, out of which 4 underground, 2 elevated, and 1 partially underground. It's all in soft ground, touching bedrock and having to deal with mixed phase tunneling at times. The RFQ is out now and it's meant as a design, build, finance model construction. The last phase of this, the airport extension, which includes an additional 4.5 kilometers from Renford to the Pearson terminal or terminus station. It totals, it says 6 kilometers, it's 4.5 on the shortest of the 4 options listed. It's 6 kilometers on the longest one, my bad. The 4 options shortlisted are: 1 as a full tunnel, 1 as a combination of the cut and cover bridges and elevated guideways and a tunnel, and 2 other options, combinations of cut and cover bridges and elevated guideways. The project is under study still, and the total alignment includes 3 stations, including the Pearson terminus station. And again, it's meant to be a design, build, finance model. Another project that it's as important is not transit, it's CSO, it's Inner Harbor West. Is part of the Don River and Central Water Project wet weather flow program. Totals 5.6 kilometers, all in rock, the type that we have here in Ontario. It's a Georgian Bay shale. It's at the detailed design has been awarded. It's ongoing. It's meant to be a design build approach, with construction expected to start in the late 2023. Now moving to Quebec. Quebec is the largest as territory of all the provinces that Canada has, reaches all the way to the Atlantic, and since the tunnel activity reached a peak in Canada, Quebec, it's under this continuous improvement, and transit is of course the first in line to get the benefits. Most of the transits are meant for the largest city, as in Montreal and Quebec City. Montreal already has a good transit network, as can be seen on this slide. However, there is room for improvement, and expansions are planned. As you could see on this slide, it's a blue line extension shown there in dots. This extension has already funding secured and is under the preliminary design. There is another expansion called orange and yellow line extensions that you can see on the map as well. Planning just finished, awaiting securing the funding and getting into design. And there is a pink line that for some reason didn't make it to this map, but it's under feasibility studies right now. The blue line extension includes 6 kilometers of tunnel in rock. It's in the preliminary design stages, and the design is ongoing. Has included 5 underground stations and 1 MSF. The delivery method is design build, and it's expected to go out. It's a little bit late this year. Tramway de Quebec, it's in another major improvement for transit in Quebec. Includes 2.5 kilometers of tunnel in the downtown area and 3 underground stations. And the rest of the alignment, it's all at the level and it's quite extensive. It's going to be built about the same model as a design build finance model, and the RFP should come out anytime. That being said, this completes the presentation, and I thank you all for your attention.
Hello TAC young members, my name is Jason Mann. I'm a geoscientist and associate principal here at KGS Group in Winnipeg. As well, I'm actually the Tunneling Association of Canada board member for the Prairie region, and for this year as well, President of Engineers Geoscientists Manitoba. Just wanted to say a quick hello and commend you for your efforts on honoring World Tunneling Day. I think you've got an innovative and interesting program and shows some good planning and adaptiveness for this COVID year. So once again, all the best. Wishing you and all your partners and young members the best in succeeding in your celebration of World Tunneling Day. Thank you.
Hello. From the Tunnel Group in Jacobs, Canada, we wish you all a happy World Tunneling Day.
So we'll be starting our trivia in approximately 5 minutes. And to get you into the mood for trivia, did you know that Canadians are brittle rock whisperers? Or that the only right answer to what chip flavor is the best is ketchup? Or if you're a Canadian, you automatically love anything maple or maple flavored. So maple syrup, maple butter, maple candy, just maple. So to participate in our trivia today, all you need is an internet browser. The questions will appear on our Zoom stream here, and you'll be able to answer them via your web browser. Don't worry, we'll have a quick tutorial before it starts. So as we get set up for our trivia, we like to share with you some of Canada's tunneling history. So as part of the TAC 2021 conference, the Tunneling Association of Canada plans on releasing a coffee table book on Canadian tunneling history. This video highlights some of the important parts of Canada's tunneling past.
So we've decided to come up with this book to record what we've done not only during the 40 years of TAC, but going back as far as we can in history to Canada's first tunnel.
Next year is TAC's 40th anniversary. So there's a long history there.
Starting with pioneering, which basically is when the country was being built and the settlers were coming across and had to build the infrastructure to support it.
There's some fantastic photos in there from the, those early pioneering days.
We, as TAC, have to demonstrate our capabilities and the history that is in our country with respect to tunneling. We took this format, quite a large book, just to help bring the photos to life. Because if they're small photos and you're looking at small images, it doesn't really demonstrate the grandeur, the size of these caverns and the work itself. You can see these guys, their faces. You get a little connected with the emotions.
You see some of the roots here, maybe, the young people, everything's electronic levels now and stuff like that, here they are.
That makes a good point, where today, with today's machines, tunneling machines, we never see the face. We never interact physically with the face. It's interacting with the machine. But where these guys are using boards to hold and support the face, they're working with the face at all times. They're truly interacting with the face.
Canada, from the start, has been a resource-based country, and obviously underground mining played a very big role in the growth of our country and the tunneling that goes along in terms of those underground excavations. And so you're able to see how that has evolved and the thought process that has gone into these really difficult operations of drilling and blasting and mucking in terms of removing, that rock and advancing the tunnel, and then never knowing what is the next challenge as that blast round goes off, what is going to happen in the geology.
This is actually our first tunnel that was built in Canada, a rail tunnel in Kingston, Ontario, which was the first capital of Canada, and then was eventually moved to Ottawa.
So many of these, old and fantastic tunneling projects of going under rivers or the Great Lakes in terms of connecting to the U.S.
This was the crossing of the St. Clair River, which made Scientific America front page more than 100 years ago, where they were using state-of-the-art technology for muck haulage. One of the purposes of this book is to show the world that we Canadians, we are generally a quiet people, but I think this is a time that we can put this in a book and boast a little bit that we really are experts in the field of tunneling and underground construction.
There's the metro tunnels, the sections on the building of the metro system. Yeah, some early work in Toronto, Vancouver, the Canada line. Very important link in terms of connecting the airport to the downtown, built for the 2010 Winter Olympics. Everything from the big hydro projects to even some of the more recent now run-of-river projects. We must have one of the most reliable power systems around thanks to these hydroelectric projects.
A lot of this work was done in the early days of the country. And who was doing it? Immigrants that came to Canada. And they would have been the Irish, the English, the Scots, the Italians, the Swiss.
A lot of immigration from China and Japan.
We can talk about the last 50 years, and certainly there were steps in technology, but what I learned was these people who came across to this big barren country and build stuff under dangerous conditions, these are very strong people. And I'm proud to be calling them Canadians as I am to be a Canadian.
Please join us for TAC 2020 One Toronto in October of 2021 at the Toronto Hilton. For additional details and to register, please visit info@tac2020.ca.
So now that we're all brushed up on our Canadian tunneling history, it's time for some trivia. So the website and access code are on the bottom of the screen. So feel free to play as an individual or as a member of a team. And remember, you're playing for bragging rights. So right now we're gonna play a little how-to tutorial before we start so everyone is clear on how this trivia works. And just remember, have fun, maybe learn a few things, and let us know what fun facts you didn't know. So that way everyone can enjoy and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay, enjoy the trivia.